up the bone. Now look here, baby, cross the river long, bank of sand, honey, gonna get real gone. We don't do me wrong. We don't do me wrong.
Luther, JD.
Hey, man.
Hey, good seeing you guys.
Me too.
So, how did you guys? I heard years ago from you about you guys did like a Phil Lesh thing together, right?
Yeah, which is all Luther, because Luther played with him for a long time.
Right. Yeah, you're in that. Well, you're in everybody's camp.
Graham and I, Graham Lesh, Phil's son and musical director, we started a side project within the family called Dead Blues, where we would play all blues and folk songs that the Grateful Dead played. But it was great because we brought in a whole nother community of players to interact with Phil, and he loved it. Like the night we played together, one of the nights we played together, the Blind Boys of Alabama were with Phil Lesh, and he crushed it. I told Phil, I was like, now, Phil, these gentlemen are older than you. He was like, it's not possible. And I was like, dude, if you're estimating your age, you're the oldest guy in the room, you know what I mean?
Right.
But we really met reputation. Like, I heard Simo's reputation as one of the only cats, he and Adam being one of the only bands on the circuit that would hit the 20. As in jam over 20 minutes.
Hit the 20.
Hit the 20, which I'd never heard before. This was West Coast.
Okay.
So I found him on Instagram back when I was on Instagram. And we just made friends. He invited me to his house. We jammed, and we hit the 20 first off. and then our orbits, we jammed a couple of times, and then our orbits spun away from each other. And then the Dead Blues brought us back together. We did some Terrapin shows with Phil Lesh.
Yeah.
And then it was in Nashville at Analog. You can finish that.
Yeah, no, and so then there's a side project I do with some friends of mine occasionally called Spitballing, where we play like meters songs and a lot of Memphis material. And we do it every once in a while. And everybody was gone, which usually Adam and I, because Adam's in that project too, and usually Adam and I are gone and we're subbing out. And but this one time, everybody else was gone. I don't know what we had texted like a month before or something like that. And so anyway, I just reached out and I was like, hey, do you want to do this? And he was like, yeah.
I was home.
Yeah, so we did it. So we did that, I think we just said, hey, let's get together and record some stuff. But it's kind of fuzzy to me because we don't.
Might have been smoking a little weed.
Maybe. Something.
But my wife came to that show, and she was like, yo, I really like that guy. She doesn't know you still, but she was like, you should work with that guy. Like, I really like his spirit, you know? And for me, too, it's like, I grew up playing with keyboard players. My father, Medeski, Jojo Herman, et cetera, and Reverend Charles Hodges in Memphis. Playing with keyboard players, I got locked in. But besides the Allman Betts Revival shows, playing with Devin, Duane, and Johnny, I never found like a partner. Like my friends and I that we play, we always laugh because we end up playing the same thing at the same time on top of each other. We just cancel each other out. But JD and I, we have very similar tastes and aesthetic, but we express ourselves in totally different vocabularies and frequencies and rhythms, and we really complement each other well, and it's just so exciting, you know?
Yeah, I was watching some of your live clips from New York, from the Iridium.
Yeah.
And God, it was so like you guys were hitting the 20 there. It was just like so open and free and just going, man. And
thank you.
No roadmap, just like going.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. It's super. It's we've only done like 5 or 6 shows so far or something like that, and every one has been vastly different.
Yeah, and I love
it's very fun.
And you guys both will take turns playing bass, which is so cool.
Yeah, that's super fun. Which again, it wasn't necessarily planned that way. It's just, interviews for this have been really funny because there's really no big. It just happened, It's very simpatico.
We really weren't even trying to make a record.
No.
No, you recorded at your place?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How cool.
Which you all have been to a couple times. And
yeah, boy, talk about keeping your budget down. That's you'll recoup.
We're both good at that.
yeah.
It's all Topo Chico and Mexican
Yeah,
food.
The budget is coffee.
Yeah, coffee and tacos.
Yeah, coffee and tacos.
But Adam on the drums, he's the secret ingredient.
Yeah.
Like he's so easy and fun to play with, and he has beautiful taste too. Like if we throw something out and he doesn't dig it, if he doesn't jump in, if it doesn't happen, then we just move on.
Right.
Like his taste kind of dictates what gets played.
Which is very, I mean, because I've been working with Adam for a long time, and Adam is, you know, Luther started calling him the real producer, which is actually really true, because it's like he has no tolerance. If he's not into something, he's done. He's out of the room.
So does he just reel you in where it goes too far out, or
no? He just won't play it.
He'll go further out. Going out is not the issue.
No, that's not the issue. If something is like boring or normal or something, he'll just be like, no.
Yeah, he's like, wait a minute, that sounds like a 1-4-5.
He just won't play it.
Stop it right now.
He just won't play it. He'll just be like, no, or he'll like just get up and leave.
So do you start with do you have a set list of sorts, or does it just?
We have a song list.
Yeah.
But
arrangements are however it goes, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, now after several shows, there's some threads that are kind of forming somewhat, but it's really open. We've typically been starting with the same few, which sort of I like, because it sort of gets you off in a footing, and then it's pretty free. Yeah. And I mean, to be honest, it's a pleasure to I more often than not, I'm looking at Luther going, what do you want to do, you know? Because I kind of like not being in an alpha role, and it's a pleasure for me to not to like have someone to yield to and just be like, I don't know, what do you think, you know? Because it's you know, most of the time, at least when I'm not sessioning and working on projects and stuff like that, which I'm doing tons of, this is like a vacation for me, you know, going and having fun with my friends.
Right.
You know?
As out as we may get and experimental as we do get, we try to earn the indulgence, you know what I mean? Like, if one guy's going crazy, the other guy's holding it down.
Right, right.
You know, because you can't just go full.
Yeah.
You can't go full. But
you need one anchor.
It's interesting because I'm used to arrangements developing live night after night, but it's a new chemistry of like, you can't force it, you know. Just because it happened last night doesn't mean it's going to happen tonight. But that is how arrangements grow. Yeah. And how jams become more interesting.
Right. Okay. Well, so back in your Black Crow days, were you guys? I mean, was that a jammy period of the band? Were you guys?
Yeah, we were getting at it.
Yeah.
I mean, I was. Yeah. I mean, I was going for it.
Yeah. I've seen.
But let me tell you the key to the Black Crow's lead guitar. Great lead guitar, of course. Mark, oddly amazing lead guitar players in that role, but it's the context that makes it sound interesting. It's Rich's chords that are so unique.
Right.
You know, that's what makes it sound unique. And Gorman, you know, Gorman's feel. It's the chemistry. It's the context.
Right.
I mean, come on, lead guitar is lead guitar.
Yeah.
You know, but man, playing with Gorman was so fun. Playing that material was so fun.
Oh, right. And hearing Chris sing every night.
Oh, my God.
That dude is, I mean, pound for pound, one of my favorite all-time rock and roll singers.
It's fantastic. Yeah. But to segue back to our project, that's what I love about JD, besides bitching guitar playing, is what a singer, man. It's soulful. It just makes me want to cry sometimes. Like, it's so legit and heartfelt. And he's spewing. He's making up lyrics. Like, as we recorded, we would just spontaneously come up with riffs and grooves, and he would just be swiping through lyrics and just go.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, and on this project, more than I've always wanted a project vocally to be where I could vocally improvise, like musically improvise, because that's so much, especially in hill country music, it's such a part of the tradition, and John Lee Hooker, and you know, a lot of those, and Lightning Hopkins would do it a lot, you know, where there would be phrases that would carry over from multiple different songs, and you know, lyrical motifs just like musical motifs, you know, and it's never felt really appropriate. But like in this band, often I will abandon the vocal, like whatever was on the record, and like go out and, you know, and it's really thrilling because I've never had a musical environment where that was appropriate. Because it's not like I'm gonna do that like in a you know, just for the hell of it, you know.
Right.
But it like the first show that we did, which was up in Connecticut, was like it just happened, and it was just like, oh, that's fun, you know. So
we recently played a fun show down in Bay St. Louis on the Gulf Coast, and Anders Osborne was in the audience. And man, his presence was so powerful.
Really?
Just sitting there, like as a musician, a spirit, a producer, like we were all reacting to him, and it affected what you were putting out that
I ended
day.
up, that was very profound, you know, because he and I have, well, all three of us have a deep connection, but like Anders and I have some interpersonal like things that are very similar that we share, that we've as friends gotten really close on, and so then therefore lyrically there was just this whole other deeper like whoa, you know.
That's beautiful.
Then we pulled him up.
Then we got him up. Yeah.
And man, and he was like, "What am I gonna play? What am I gonna play?" And he was just feeling. And
he found it.
And and I was like, "Oh!" And then we started singing. It's like goosebumps and tears, man. It was powerful. I'm excited about this project, backing up other people.
Yeah, me too.
I want to do a psychedelic acoustic soul, beautiful record. You know?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, so I was asking you, what's the project called? And
changes from day to
yeah,
day.
It's well, it's JD Simo and Luther Dickinson. That's so you're just going with your names. There's no actually.
Yeah.
What was the name of the song you guys were
We should
doing?
just name the band Abrashoff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right. When you were during that sound check, that when you were singing the unison line with that slide.
Oh, that's Street People.
Street People.
That's a Bobby Charles song.
God, man, powerful, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That was one of the few that I actually had like set aside, like, oh, this would be fun to do.
Oh.
But it was, because we had, like you said, like the majority of everything that we cut, it was all just stuff that we happened on, and then it was like finding, like you said, just finding lyrics to put. But Street People was actually something where I was like, I love that tune. It'd be fun to do.
I've never heard. Who did you say?
Bobby Charles. He was a songwriter in New Orleans, and I like to say he was like the J.J. Cale of New Orleans.
Oh.
And the record that Street People's on is like his most famous album. It came out in like '73 or something, and he was, he was part of the scene, and a lot of his songs got covered by Toussaint and other people down in New Orleans. He was part of that connection, though.
Tragic songwriter.
Yeah, very tragic. So
great record that Dr. John played on. Tennessee Blues is one of my favorites.
yeah.
Man, do you guys just sit around and listen to records together?
We haven't fully. I mean, like we'd listen in the van,
Yeah.
We were listening to Far East Suite today. He put on Duke Ellington today, and
Oh, how cool!
yeah, it's pretty. We like stand-up comedy too. It just depends.
So
Like,
when you're traveling, is it more music or stand-up? When
it just depends on the day.
I like film scores.
Mm-hmm.
I did a film score, so I got back into cinema and studying film scores, and because it's more thematic than straight ambient music.
Right.
But it's not. I listen to a lot of film scores.
Yeah.
We were listening to Cliff Martinez today, who was the original drummer from the Chili Peppers, but became film composer. Great work. Mwah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Holla at your boy, Cliff. Hashtag.
Oh, it's great. It's great.
Hashtag Luther's your boy.
I got themes, baby.
Yeah. So
Team player.
from here, what's next?
Just another week or so of dates, and we're going to do some shows next year, and probably make another record. And the Allstars have they're coming up on their 25th anniversary.
You were
25th.
a child when you started that band.
No, I wasn't. I'm 51 now.
Yeah,
but I'm a late bloomer, man. By traditional rock and roll standards. We were not ambitious in our youth. Like Mississippi in the '90s was so cool, going to juniors and hanging out with RL and Cedric and Kenny Brown and going to Others, and like we would just tour. Like we had our band together for 4 or 5 years before we even made our first record. Wow. We were selling tapes and touring the touring the South.
In the day, that's great.
Yeah, we didn't care. We were not trying to like be a national rock and roll. We were just. Mississippi was so cool that we were satiated. We didn't care. And I'm so glad too, because as soon as that record came out, we left. We got in a Silver Eagle and haven't been home since. And it completely changed. You know, Junior died, Other died, RL died, our father died. the passing of the guard, and all the young players became the elders, and it's amazing to watch that. Man. But I'm just so glad that I didn't miss those days.
Yeah, what an amazing, what an odyssey, the whole thing.
So we're making a new record to celebrate our first record in that spirit.
Oh yeah.
But not like back then. It was all like Hill Country Blues and Allman Brothers, like psychedelic rock and Hill Country Blues and gospel. And this record is like, it's whatever influences we have now. We're not trying to recreate that, but it's Hill Country Blues with Sacred Steel, because we've been really fortunate to work with Ray Ray and Kashaya and Joey from the Blind Boys of Alabama. There's a lot of gospel influence, and also just I don't know. It's really, really, I'm really happy with the new record.
So are you guys cutting it?
Yeah, mixing it now.
Oh, wow, so it's already cut. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
for
great.
next year.
God, man, that's great. How long has that been?
What, that we've been working on it?
Since you had one out, since the last record?
Set Sail was, our last record was our quarantine record, and so I guess it came out 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
It was a pajama party record. You know, everybody's like, one guy's on Logic, one guy's on Ableton, one guy's on Reaper.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Yeah, quarantine. What else are you going to do? Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. Yeah, very cool. Very cool. Mm-hmm. Well, dudes, I'm so glad that you're doing this. It's really, God, just
Thanks
really...
for the support.
Oh, of course. Yeah. So where can the good people out there watching this right now catch y'all or find this?
I don't know.
Amazon, any of that?
Yeah,
jazz?
just
the normal
Google our names. It'll all
Do we
come
have a
up.
website?
No.
Oh, that's great.
Real together.
Yeah.
No, just Google our names. It'll all come up.
Yeah, isn't that crazy though? It used to be like when there's a record you dug, you could go out and buy it, and now it's a whole different world.
It is a whole different world.
Yeah.
But we do have vinyl.
We
Yeah.
do.
Oh, really? There's in the vinyl of the merch table tonight.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
there
yeah.
we go. Come to a show.
And you can order them and stuff. It's
Yeah.
It's pretty, from what I understand.
Yeah.
I'm not too together on that shit, but yeah, no, it's cool.
Hey,
Look
shameless
for-
plug. Have you seen the new Gruen acoustic?
No,
That's
I
one of them.
haven't.
I'm in love.
He's been digging it.
It's so crazy and so bolt on
neck.
Feel that neck.
Ooh, man.
And the bracing in the sound hole is unbelievable. We've been micing it with our vocal mics.
Yeah.
And it does the
Really?
feedback.
Yeah.
We've been playing it at shows, just passing it around.
So is this the new?
Brand new.
Yeah, brand new.
God,
That's George's new.
good for George.
Yeah, it's so killer.
Well, the thing is about it is.
Yeah. It's got snakes crawling over it and stuff. Yeah.
The frequency response suits my tastes perfectly. I mean, it doesn't put out the frequencies I would EQ out. It just...
That's what I was planning on.
So is that working into the show? Or you?
Yeah, we've
Yeah.
been passing it around. Probably not tonight because it's a short show.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've been doing it. Just putting the vocal mic right there, and it doesn't even feedback. It's
Shocking.
crazy.
Well, this guy's no guitars over there.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very cool. Well, y'all, great seeing you.
Great seeing you too.
Great hearing
Thank
you.
you.
Check them all out.
I got a problem. It's plain to see.